Welcome to Redefining Riches, an abundance mindset mini course. And too often we focus on defining riches by what we don't have, say money, or other things that we'd like to point at that we say, oh, I'm not rich because I don't have this, or I don't really feel abundant because I don't have that. But rather, we should be looking at what we do have, and we do have the ability to create. And it's that focus that holds us back when we're focused on what we don't have. Tonight we will work at shifting that focus and allow your new mindset to create more of what you want. I'm Gwen Peterson, creator of Insights and Illuminations, and I'm also an author, conscious channel, spiritual teacher, and I've been doing that over the last 30 some odd years, and I am still faced with moments of financial uh-ohs. From my daughter's brain surgery to my divorce and my own health concerns, life happens. How we handle those life hiccups is the difference between financial freedom or stress and anxiety over the future. I have a formula that works, and I'm going to share it with you tonight. So if you need some pen and paper, you might want to run and get that real quick. So let's begin by tuning in to how we're really feeling right in this moment. Take a second to close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. And we're just going to do a little check-in of how you feel. Maybe not on any major topic, but more or less how you're feeling right now. Is it a good feeling? You're ready to start learning something new? Or maybe you're a little anxious because of the topic we're going to be covering. Or maybe you're here because you're not feeling good and things, you're not so sure if this is going to be helping or not because of the way things are. Take a second and just see how you feel. Okay, now what I'd like for you to do, and I'm going to have to see if using the share screen like this, I can see your chats. What I want you to do is in the chat room, I would like for you to share where you're at with it. Are you an A, a B, or a C? A is, you feel pretty good. You're looking forward to learning something new. Or B, you're a little anxious, partly because of the topic. Or C, you're just really feeling like you're kind of over your head on things. And bear in mind, there's no right or wrong answers on this, okay? It's just me getting to feel how you feel, see where you're at with it, and, kind of gear our conversation in that direction. All right. Good. Thank you. Thank you for getting that feedback on there. All right. So let's move forward. How we feel is an indicator of what we're creating. You may have heard this before, but we're going to focus in on this a little bit so that you can feel comfortable with the topic. So we can't be abundant if we don't feel abundant. And that is often easier said than done, right? It's hard to be all happy-go-lucky when we're not feeling happy and go lucky. And again, as we move through this, I'm hoping to help you shift all that. But remember, feelings do come first in all of this. And we've been taught from the beginning that way we feel is based on our circumstances. If things aren't going well, then we're feeling bad. If things are going really well, we feel really good. But if we could start to flip that around and really start to look at our feelings as more of an indicator of which direction we're going with things, okay, that, let's look at thoughts or things, okay? the art of not art of allowing, but the law of attraction, if you will. A lot of times we hear the thoughts are things, thoughts equal creation. A lot of times we leave that middle piece out, the feelings section here, where the feelings are the energy. It's the mojo, if you will. It's the magic wand that makes things go, because things in and of themselves really don't have a plus or a minus to them. We attach a feeling to it, and those feelings are often in the form of thoughts. So notice how you feel more often. The law of attraction says like attracts like, and emotions are your warning bell of what you're creating, or better yet, what you're not creating. Emotions also tell you if you're in alignment with universal energy. You can call it God energy, all that is, however, whatever label you have for that supreme being of energy, the thing that creates. But when you're in alignment with that, you're going to feel good, okay? And that energy has the unlimited ability to create, and that's what you want to tap into. So when you're using your emotions, that's how you're making that connection. So when you feel good, you can be in a space where you let spirit guide you in what action you need to take, if any. But when you don't feel good, that's when you need to stop. Take a hard look at the thoughts you were holding at the time that you weren't feeling good, and realize that those thoughts are not in alignment with the thing that you want. And so shifting up those thoughts to a better feeling place will help to ignite your creations, okay, the creating ability that you have. So staying focused on what you want is really important here, okay? It's not money. It's being focused on the end result. What's the goal? Is it a new car? Is it a new home? Is it a new job? And those things in and of themselves are just as easy to create with or without money. Okay. And in fact, money in and of itself is a creation. So if we take that step out, it'll speed things up, because money, when we, for example, whenever I do my money classes, people inadvertently will say, well, I need money in order to do this, or I need money in order to do that. But money is a creation, okay? So you are basically telling the universe that, okay, I want a new house, but in order to get this new house, I need to make a lot of money. In order to make a lot of money, I need a new job. And in order to get a new job, do you see the cycle you get caught up in? So if you take money out of the picture and you'd stay in a alignment with the thing you want and be in a good place with it, where it feels really good, where you get excited when you think about that thing you want. And spirit is allowed to move the parts for you. And then the process goes a whole lot smoother, quicker, and sometimes in ways you've never even thought of. And during Q&A, I'm sure some of you can probably share some really good stories about that. So another thing I want you to do is to start shifting your self-talk. All right, those thoughts that we have, they come in. We have, what is it, 3,000 thoughts a day, right? Most of which we're not even paying attention to. They're just there, just running kind of on autopilot in the background. And again, using the emotions to hone in on those and hearing those thoughts, that self-talk, we can then start to shift it. And I borrow this little trick from the Abraham Hicks material, if you're familiar with that. And that is, wouldn't it be nice if? So when you're sitting there saying you want a new car, I'll use that as the example tonight. If you need a new car and you can feel the old thoughts coming in, okay, the ones that say, oh, but interest rates are up, costs of cars are up, I don't know, blah, 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 down the line, how that goes. If you stop and go, okay, well, wouldn't it be nice if I got a new car? Wouldn't it be nice if I was able to, and then whatever the thing is you want, just put that there. And what happens is that statement softens the whole idea, the creation process. Because sometimes the thing we want keeps hitting resistance because we've thought about it for so long, we've built up a nice big wall around it. And this statement isn't saying, I will have this or this has to happen. It's more of a whimsy thing. Wouldn't it be nice if, kind of throwing it on my wish list, if you will. That helps to start shifting that energy. That helps to lighten the energy around the thing that you want. So begin working with these tips, and you'll begin to see abundance showing up in your life. And I'm talking not just money, I'm talking all kinds of things, all right? Because as you start to maybe make notes to yourself of the things you really want, and maybe why, you can even throw in why and really energize it from that standpoint. You're going to start to see things start to move and happen. Little universal winks of abundance will show up. You might find a $5 bill over here. Someone buys you lunch over there. Just little indications that the energy is shifting and it's starting to shift in a way that you want it to. And in that moment, if you can kind of stop and acknowledge it for what it is, that it's evidence of your abundance that's shifting, and give it some gratitude energy, you're going to start to see more. You'll start a whole cycle with that. So let's recap. You're going to notice how you feel more often. All right. And I'm going to go there. Meditation's the best way to start that process, taking a little time in the morning to kind of check in like we just did. Checking in, how you feeling, what's going on, what are your goals for the day, where are you at with that, how do you feel about that. It really starts to energize your day. So if you start your day that way, and then in the course of your day, you just kind of start to notice when you feel like you're slipping back into some not so good feelings, or if you run into somebody who does the infamous, you can't do that, or that's not possible, or whatever negative talk, you can stop and kind of inside, close your eyes if you can. If you can't, just kind of mentally tune out for a moment. Visit with the thoughts you're having. Shift them with a, well, wouldn't it be nice if I could prove that person wrong? Wouldn't it be nice if what they said isn't true? Shifting the thoughts. And then focusing back on what you want. Because those kind of conversations you get into with somebody where they're pointing out all the reasons this can't work. So you stop, you shift out of that downward spiral, if you will, and then focus back on what it was you wanted, the thing that maybe you were trying to share with that person and they're just not going there with you. And then just focus back on it. And at the end of the day, kind of review all this again. Notice how you're feeling at the end of the day, shift up any thoughts that, might be lingering, and then focus back on what you want. And that's probably the best way to go to sleep, so that over the night, you can just let that energy simmer. And in the morning, you just wake it up and re-energize it again, and then start your day. So let's move to Q&A time.